Hey there, Bob from Oregon's Constant Gardener. Welcome to the OCG Fam Show to you, my YouTube buddies. What's going on? How you doing? Let me know in the comments. We'll talk about it after the show. But right now, let's just get into the show. I think I got a good topic for you. You will see. You see if you like it. We talked a little bit in this episode about outdoor gardening, vegetable gardening, and foliar feeding in your vegetable gardening. Just kind of a wide-ranging topic about that. I found it pretty interesting, and I think you will too. I'd like you to watch the clip. I'll talk to you after. Gangrene. I use Nectar in my veggie and berry garden. I actually used some like an hour ago. Foliar feed and some Kraken, Zeus, Athena, and Hygeia to help in it beat up and stick more. I'm not sure. And some Hygeia. Oh, it's Hygeia to help it beat up and stick more. He's foliar. He's putting some Hygeia in there so that this is a foliar spray he's making, and he's using some Hygeia to get it a little stickier for the bigger leaves.
Hygeia should make it not beat up. It should break that surface tension so it lays flat and absorbs more efficiently. Because when it's beating, it's not absorbing. It's literally wanting to roll off. So when you may want to up your Hygeia just a tad bit, or maybe put a drop of soap in. That'll break all the surface tension, and anything you foliar feed will make it look wet and not beaded like a wax car. Okay. You don't want a wax car.
Yeah, you want to. Yeah, it's actually getting in more when you can't see it. If it's laying, if it's just rolling across it.
If it's just wet, it's absorbing. If it's balls, it's not going in.
So, and any different or kind of what is a technique for foliar feeding your veggies, and is it a problem with the flowers, and do you underneath it, over the top of it?
Always underneath with all, I mean, if you look at like this simple strawberry leaf, see this side's all shiny, and that's to protect the top of this leaf from dust and dirt and pathogens. And
that's what carnauba wax is that you wax your car with, is it actually goes on there to make it stay up.
See how dull the underside is? This is where all the stomata's open, so this is where all the food, or 90% of the foliage feed is going to go in through here and not through the top. So when you're foliar feeding, even in a vegetable garden, I just take my hand, I just grab the bush and I kind of run it one way and I spray as I'm coming across it.
Oh, kind of run your hand across it.
Yeah, it
Gladiator
just opens
style.
them up. Broccoli doesn't really, so waxy, doesn't foliar feed well. Tomatoes hate foliar feeding because it can give them blight and blossom end rot and all sorts of issues.
Okay. What about zucchini and stuff like that?
No, any vine crop I don't bother with because you are introducing mildew spores and the potential of mold and mildew. So I stay away from powdery mildew affected plants, squash, your zucchinis, your pumpkins, your cucumbers. All of those kind of have a velvety leaf that is susceptible to mold and mildew. Adding hydration to it will just speed up the process. So avoid your vine crops as foliar feeds.
Okay. A lot of times I've found where I get the plants and I bring them home and I put them in the ground and the roots haven't quite picked up yet again, and they kind of wilt and they come back. But is there foliar feeding you do to kind of get them through that shock of getting transferred into the big pool?
I mean, in vegetables, you
just don't worry about it. You just let them
plant and go because Mother Nature. They're either going to thin out or they're going to grow well.
Oh, do you find that like the vegetables, if they're weak, you were better off just to let them die?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Like these, I'm trying to save, and I don't know why. Because once I get a crop that's better, I'm going to rip up those. But yeah, no, there's some plants where I'm just looking at them, and going, no, you're probably better off in the compost. You're better off as another plant's food someday.
Okay, what do you think? Informative, entertaining, helpful? Agree, disagree? Let's talk about it in the comments. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. The OCG Fam Show. It's pretty good. It happens every day. It's the OCG Fam Show. See you tomorrow.